Bom dia! Como vai? Bem-vindo to another Charlie's Guitar Stroke Recovery. And it's been a crazy, crazy week. It really has. But it's been a good week of practice, and I really did challenge myself on the guitar, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But before I do, I just want to point out something in the YouTube channel here. I always write a little journaling piece about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 paragraphs right below. So if you would just open it up and kind of read, it's what I was kind of thinking about and what I journaled for the week. And I just saw this phrase I read in a book, and it said, you have to lose yourself before you can find yourself. And I thought that was pretty interesting, and it almost sounded biblical in a way. It might have sounded like, like something from scripture from Matthew. So it was kind of cool. But I thought about, what does that mean to stroke warriors, right? What does that mean? I mean, because you realize we've had these strokes, and it's been a very, very dramatic, you know, experience in our life. It really, really has. So read the journal, see what you think what I was talking about. And, sometimes we got to lose ourselves before we can find ourselves again, because stroke warriors, we are still worthy. We're still strong. We can still recover, and we can still do whatever we want to do, and just not let a stroke kind of control our lives. Anyways, that's what I was thinking about this week. All right, the song I chose this week, I kind of got the idea from Brian Sherrill from activemelody.com, and he was talking about major seventh chords and, how the different scales work with those chords. So I was listening and watching, and, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take my own little journey and just go ahead and just play around with it. And so I just started noodling with these type of sounds with, major seventh chords. So what I did basically is I created a backing track. Now, the chords I used were A major 7, and I used a D minor 7, D major 7, excuse me. So it's A major 7th, D major 7th, and then I used an E6, and I also used E9. So that's the chord structure of it. So kind of like a little R&B feel, and you'll hear that when you watch my video after I get done talking, and I'll try not to talk too much. So it was just a lot of fun standing in with the scales and messing around with this. Like in the very opening, I just kind of went like this. I went. So I'm not even doing it right, but here we go. Well, you see it on the video, and it was kind of like that, but it was really kind of R&B sounding, just kind of going that kind of sound. And I use some pretty interesting lines so through the song. Like I did one piece like this. I went. Then I played this chord, and I kind of did a little thing here. I went. Then I went. So I thought that was kind of neat. That was a neat little riff inside there. So anyways, I'm going to say, hey, look, check out my video and check out all the different little motifs that I tried. And I just kind of gave you a couple of examples of what I did. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this short, if you don't mind. And I'm just gonna say, look, have a blessed day. Have a blessed Sunday. And let's just keep praying for each other, for healing, for recovery, physically and emotionally, because God is there for us. Have faith. Have faith in prayer. Have power in the human spirit, and really understand there's power in music to recover. So, with all that said, right, holding on to my pick, but today I'm going to play an A major seventh chord. Pretty, very pretty chord. Maybe you could play it down here. I don't know. But I just want to say, ciao for now.